Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second game of the 2023 Underwater Rugby World Championship here in Montreal, Canada. And we have the first game for female teams, hosting nation Canada in white versus Germany in blue. So German women national team, one of the very clear favorites for this tournament. The Canadian team having the first appearance during the 2019 World Championship in Graz, Austria. So we'll see what they can do about this very strong German national team. Yet again, big pool. Going to be a lot of swimming. We'll see who can get to the ball first, but Germany with some very strong swimmers on their team. Very well done. Moving the ball forward immediately, and we can see them moving in onto the Canadian goal. Trying to keep the ball in their own ranks, having someone available. Also, we see very similar patterns to the Norwegians, keeping the ball in the safe corner on the right side, moving a lot of players underneath the Canadian basket. Very well done here to push the ball over the Canadian goalkeeper, back again into the corner. Goalkeeper now a little bit of trouble, but cannot move the ball in properly. But ball circling very well around the Canadian basket, trying to get the ball underneath the back of the goalkeeper. Oh, and the goalkeeper moving up, trying to get the ball out, but very well done by the Germans. Just pushing the ball back to their own player, coming in from the side with a little bit of speed and pushing it in immediately. Now Canada back in possession of the ball. First minute, first goal for Germany. You can see Canadian ladies trying to move the ball forward. Very similar visuals here, equal to the last game. And now Devi Pop already on the way to the Canadian basket, trying to move in from underneath goalkeeper, not in position, has to pull herself in a little bit. Risky move there by the goalkeeper. Germany moving the ball in immediately onto the rim, getting the Canadian defense to moving close to their own basket, moving back and forth, back out into the corner. So you can see them circling the basket. Now getting back in possession of the ball, moving it outwards. But yet again, similar to the Norwegian game, Germany having a lot of players positioned around the ball, and as soon as you move up in the pool too far, you have a lot of them circling the ball carrier. Oh, now the ball defender here getting back in position just in the right point in time. Regina Pavlovic are trying to push the ball back onto the other side. Germany also established their game here in the corner, just keeping the ball in their own team, waiting for the players to get ready to move in, having 2-3 players underwater, potentially giving some kind of go signal for the others to move in from the middle. Circling around Linda Ostendorf. Already in position, Laura Buchner and Stephanie Nussa waiting for the ball, but the ball being pushed up a little bit. Nadine Radke immediately trying to get it back, and now yet again coming in from above. Stephanie Nussa cannot push the ball underneath the rim, but now having a 1v1 versus the goalkeeper. And very well executed here by number 10, Laura Büchner, for the Germans, receiving the ball from above and having a clear shot at the goalkeeper, moving her away and just pushing the ball in. And yeah, the German women already showing why they are a top contender here in this Underwater Rugby World Championship. Now Canada back in possession of the ball. And we can see them a little bit similar like the men's team, only having 2 players very far forward, not having any passing stations available to go to either side, have somebody underneath a third passing station to circle the ball around, or somebody ready to receive a double pass backwards. And we see Germany already moving it again onto the Canadian basket. Now somebody positioning on the left side. A nice pass to the right, trying to immediately attack on the goalkeeper. Ball dropping down, defender trying to get it outwards, pushing it outwards. Now back in the Canadian hands, but immediately attacked by the Germans. And very, very dangerous here for the Canadians. As soon as they're trying to move out, leave their own basket, having those openings, and the Germans getting the ball back. Those are the most dangerous situations for the Canadians. We can see they have to trying to move away from the basket a little bit, but Germany very strong around the ball. Gina Pavlovic, one of the veterans for the German team, trying to bring the ball in. Back out into the corner. Anis Deschamont. Pass downwards. Going on to the goalkeeper, but trying to pass it on to the other side, but intercepted by the goalkeeper coming into exchange. Ball now in the hands of the Canadians, but empty basket here and attacked by a German forward close to their own basket now. Has a passing station moving forward. Yes, we can see very similar patterns to the last game. And now quick counterattack onto the Canadian basket. Them exchanging, trying to catch a breath here. Nobody in the middle of the pool to help them. And Maren Janko here with the easy snatch, going straight for the goal. Empty basket. And the 3-0 for Germany immediately. All right, Canada moving forward, having some players where we can see how far apart they are spaced. You have 3 German players within a meter in between the ball carrier and 2 Canadian forwards. Clearly underestimating the size of the pool here a little bit. That's fine. And we're already back at the Canadian basket, and we see 2 players positioning themselves underneath the rim, waiting for a ball. Again, Laura Büchner getting possession back for the Germans. Very well done. Moving in immediately, passing forward to Ankersten and Anton Rouge. And back pass over to the other side. And Michael Rossmann on the other side with the easy execution for the Germans. Yeah, good. So yeah, very rough here for the young Canadian team. Seen some players that were already in Graz reprising the roles, some new faces. And the Germans already back at it. Very similar playing patterns. Very comparable to what the Norwegian men did during the last game. Linda Ostendorf keeping the ball in possession for the Germans, trying to move it backwards. Annelies de Jamon down to Ria Spalek. Moving on to the Canadian basket, trying to push it in between the goalkeepers during the exchange, but can get a hold of it. Now trying to move up. Well done here. Linda Ostendorf with the quick interception. Pass to the middle to Regina Pavlovic. Now underneath the goalkeeper, trying to push her up on. Very well done here by the veteran. Just picking the goalkeeper up by the back. Very nice grab here off the ball. You can see her easily lifting her upwards. Very strong move. So it was about 8 minutes played in the first half. Germany here clearly showing their role as the favorites in the opening game. Canada in white, Germany in black. Yeah, we can see yet again Canada trying to swim into the German half, but players positioning easily in between. Stephanie Popp with the immediate interception of the ball. Anne's moved to Schmon, moving the ball forward. Right forward to Nina Tratke. And closing in on the Canadian basket. Stopping quickly, but having a player immediately available for a quick pass backwards. Positioning around the basket, defender barely in place, but can hold it off initially. Now the passing option downwards. 2 German players underneath the Canadian basket. Goalkeeper alone, but can hold her off initially. But there's just too much pressure and pushing her away. Well done by Eva Maria Dietmann. Opening up a little hole at the neck and then pushing the ball in from the backside. And now we have a referee timeout. Just a quick break here. You can see the Germans gathering of around the coach Kati Velo. Also one very well-served veteran of the German national teams. Took over coaching after the last World Championship. Done a very good job over the last years. Here the Canadian coach chiming in, clearly saying they have to help each other get the ball forward, keep the players coming. And we can see here the little bit more inexperienced teams, the younger teams, having some trouble. Having enough players in the right time, at the right space, to receive a ball, to move the ball forward. Now, timeout commenced. 6.5 minutes to play in the first half. 5-0 for Germany. Germany in black, Canada in blue. Game starting off. And immediately 2 Germans right on the ball. Stephanie Nusser moving again immediately. And just 3 players moving on to the Canadian goal. You can see one of the forwards for Germany blocking off the Canadian defender, removing the space she needs to move to the ball and giving her teammate a clear path to the Canadian goal to have a 1v1 versus the goalkeeper. Pretty much textbook execution of a fast break from the middle, receiving the ball back, having players closely around the ball, not giving your opponents any breathing room, immediately having 2 to 3 players sprint onto the opponent's basket, having a passing station backwards if you need to move out, having a passing station blocking the defenders and creating big holes in the defense for yourself. And yet again, we can see Germany immediately on the ball. We can see them underneath the ball carrier, underneath the scrum, taking over the closest positions, not letting the ball drop in back into Canadian hands. They try to keep the ball. You can see it yet again. Well done, Regina Pavlovic, snatching the ball away underneath the scrum, moving it immediately forward. 2 players closing in onto the Canadian basket. 1 positioning on the left side, moving the goalkeeper up and shoving it in. Very well done here. Again, I think it was Stephanie Nusser for the Germans. Strong execution here in the 1v1 against the goalkeeper, her lifting her up, pushing the ball in. Now a timeout for Germany, apparently. But also some breathing room for the Canadians. So timeout commencing. Very comfortable lead for the Germans. Very comfortable lead here for the Germans in the first half. Switch now. Germany back in possession of the ball, circling their Canadian goal. A little bit of technical issues with the camera. No, we're back at it. We saw Laura Büchner moving in, passing downwards to Linda Ostendorf, trying to keep the ball around the Canadian corner, around the Canadian basket. Canada trying to move it back out. Also a little hint for all the players, you are easily recognizable if you have your numbers on the fins, so grab some duct tape and make some nice little shiny numbers on your fins so we can easily identify you and call you out on stream. Laura Büchner with the pass forward, nice pass downward again to Netrakete. Moving in onto the Canadian basket, quick pass from the left to the right. We see 2 players being positioned in the corner. Yet again, a nice block by Marianko in the middle. The Canadian defender not able to move to the right. And yet again, Germany having a clear path, scoring opportunity from underneath. Just have to lift the goalkeeper up, which is not the hardest thing to do if you have a lot of space and time. And very well executed textbook underwater rugby here by Germany. And immediately, Karina Techert now in right onto the ball. Stephanie Popp positioning on the left. can't get a hold of the ball, but ball dropping down on the right. Goalkeeper can't get back in position. Germany but still in possession above the basket, keeping the Canadian defense back at their own basket now. Pass underneath the goal. Karina Teichert with a nice execution, shoving the goalkeeper up. Oh, very well done here. Turning around, pushing the goalkeeper away with her entire body, and just popping it in between the legs. Kind of giving birth to a goal. Yeah. Germany here very clearly dominating the first half of this game. 2.5 minutes to go. You can see very large pool here in Canada, 20 meters long, but 10 meters in width and 5 meters deep. So a lot of space that needs to be covered, and very rough for inexperienced teams if you're not used to playing in a very large pool. To have your players be close to each other, you naturally intend to use the entirety of the space, but underwater rugby, a sport that needs players to be close to each other to be able to pass back and forth. The ball can't be passed back, but nice pass here now underneath the Canadian goal. We can see it just being shoved onto the right to Ria Spalek here. Steffi Pop back into the middle, moving further. Number 10, number 12, and quick execution from Ria Spalek. Nicely done. You can see 2-3 passing stations within 2.5 seconds. The ball moving around the basket quickly. Defenders struggling to recognize where the ball is, and as soon as they notice the ball carrier, it's already moving further to the right, and the goalkeepers not able to defend an attack from underneath. So here also a lot of pressure onto the forwards to prevent the German women from moving in onto the basket as quickly and as efficiently as they can. Very much easier said than done. And Linda Ostendorf, forward for Germany, already back in possession of the ball. Coming in back again from above. Stephanie Nusser trying to push the ball down to the left. Ball circling around. Teichert back down to Linda Ostendorf with the 1v1. Yeah, you can see in the replay, just a quick pass to the back. Linda Ostendorf moving in, the goalkeeper not in position, has to turn around. And Linda Ostendorf with the easy execution on a nearly empty basket. And we're closing in on the end of the first half. Last minute of the first half. Oh, it's actually the goal is annulled, and it's a free throw for Canada. Apparently, there was some pushing or holding. Yeah, Germany back in possession, already having a player position underneath the goal. You can see number 8 to the left. Just waiting for the ball to come down. Then the ball dropping down onto the right side. It's Linda Ostendorf again with the execution. Now we approach the end of the first half. Canada, I guess, with one last try to get into the German half. Germany yet again, immediately 2 players on the ball carrier. And Christian Rouge getting possession of the ball, pressing it down. Michael Rossmann moving forward. Can already see one to the left. Ball being circled around the basket. Defender in place, but immediately moving back to the left. Eva Maria Dietmann trying to get it in. And now we have to end the first half, halftime. Here for Canada in white versus Germany in black. Germany showing why they are one of the favorites for the tournament with an 11-0 lead here in the second game of this 2023 Underwater Rugby World Championship. Rather effortlessly here, taking possession of the game, moving in with a lot of players at once, creating good scoring opportunities. Well done by them in the first half. We'll now exchange sides and we'll hear each other in 4.5 minutes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second half of the second game of the 2023 Underwater Rugby World Championship. Here in Montreal, Canada, we have the hosting female team of Canada in white versus one of the competitors for the title, Germany, in black during their first match of this competition. We have a very comfortable lead for Germany, 11-0 in the first half, dominant gameplay by them, showing why they are a favorite for the role here in this tournament. We have a huge pool, 20 meters long, about 10-12 meters width and 5 meters deep, so a lot of space to play in. Teams have to be very aware of that, staying close to each other, not opening up too much space. And Canada already moving on to the back into their own half. Germany, we can see it a little bit more up close around the Canadian basket. The rough scrums. Here Spalike trying to get the ball back out of the Canadian hands. Canada trying to get possession of the ball. Getting here the ball into the hands of the defender, but the goal undefended underneath. And Germany already circling Marianko, locking her up. Getting a quick hand onto the ball, shoveling the ball back to the left. And we can see now Maria Dittmann getting in position. Canada struggling to have a defender in place. Laura Büchner back down to Ria Spalek. You can see always a player, Marianko, in good position underneath the defender, trying to push the ball in, but last moment defense here by the defender, could turn around, get a hold of the ball, but they are already back on the Canadians. Two forwards immediately intercepting them, but the ref now with a call. So holding and a free throw for Canada. So about a minute played, a little bit of breathing room for them now here in the second half. They can move a couple of players forward, try to bring the ball into the German half of the pool. Thank you. Trying to bring them back into the German half of the pool. Yeah, having a player down at the bottom. And we can see Germany, very similar to the Norwegians in the first game, having a lot of players in between the passing stations. No, it's on. Right. Germany now moving back onto the Canadian basket. You can see them immediately moving in, can keep possession of the ball, circling it around the rim, holding it ready to get him in a nice push here from number 9, Maike Rossmann, lifting up the goalkeeper and pushing the ball back in. Still replaying. Canada now back in possession of the ball. But yet again, we can see Germany 2 to 3 players immediately on the ball carrier, not giving them a centimeter of space to move the ball. Karina Teichert picking it up, passing it forward. 2 German players immediately closing in onto Canadian goal. We see them, Steffi Popp crashing immediately into the goalkeeper. Now the goal stolen away by Eva Maria Dittmann, keeping a spot open. Moving away a bit too early, and is Schmo not able to push it in immediately. But Germany here always able to keep possession of the ball now. Nice pass underneath the back of the goalkeeper. Can lift her up and push the ball in. Very well executed by Marianko. Also a long-time veteran on this German team. Very experienced player. Well done by her. Three and a half minutes played in the second half. Very comfortable lead for Germany. We can see them clearly dominating the Canadian team. Very rough for them to even get out of their own half. We see 4 players closing in immediately. Only 3 Canadians in total available to move the ball. So very rough for them to keep possession, but well done actually to keep the ball here in their own ranks. But we can see Germany circling their players extremely efficiently, always having somebody in the vicinity of the Canadians, and then immediately initiating a fast break as soon as they get a ball. Marianko here going straight. Oh, nice pass here behind the back. Can she push the ball into Karina Techer? Karina Techer now in position to score, but can push it in on the neck of the goalkeeper. Oh, very well done here by Laura Büchner, getting a hold of the goalkeeper, moving over the Canadian basket, lifting her up for a short point in time, and then just tossing the ball into the goal. Well done. Now Canada trying to move forward, but the ball snatched away by Karina Teichert, as she's done so many times before. This game has to go up though, but finding a passing station, also moving in immediately onto the Canadian goal, Anis de Chameau. And you can see here 3 to 4 Germans just opening up the arms of the Canadian ball carrier, trying to move out. Defense always has to stay in position. Very rough for them if a goalkeeper or defender is getting a hold of the ball, trying to move forward. And now the goalkeeper pushed away by Karina Teichert. Very strong shot from the side, just pushing her off the basket and tossing the ball into the goal. Well done by her. Yes, the defenders usually able to defend the first wave, as pointed out by Chad, but the Germans immediately, as soon as the Canadians recover the ball, push them back, keep them underwater, lock them down with 3 players, rip the ball out, and immediately go back for the basket, which is incredibly hard to defend if you're just trying to push the ball outwards a little bit. And we can also see a little bit of the size difference of the Canadian defenders in comparison to the German women, who are very tall. And well done here. A quick pass from the left to the right. Goalkeeper already lifted up a little bit, and Michael Rossmann with an easy execution from the right. Just pushing the ball in. Oh, right. So apparently the refs have a little bit to say in that. A little bit of a say from them. Probably the goalkeeper being lifted up, held for too long without the ball. So a little bit of breathing room for the Canadians. Getting the ball to the middle. A free throw, always a nice opportunity to have more players in the middle of the pool to have the ball circle around a little bit. appears a little bit of holding. Ball stays in possession for the Canadians. Eight and a half minutes to go in the second half. Clear lead here for Germany, 16-0. And we can see them as soon as Canada is trying to circle the ball around. They're getting possession of the ball, intercepting the passes, ripping the balls out from the players, keeping it within their own ranks, just rather effortlessly. We're seeing them move in immediately as soon as they see an opening, having 2-3 players underneath the basket. Goalkeeper could defend for a moment, but now Laura Büchner pass to the right. And nearly nice chance here for Ninette Radke, but has to move back up. But ball yet again in possession. Maronianko dropping it down. Leonie Schäffler now also in for the Germans. Anare to the left. Germany now having exchanged some players apparently. On good attack here again from Maronianko, coming from above, lifting the goalkeeper up, giving a pass to the side. Radke trying to get it in, keeping the ball circling. You can see all those very quick passes. Laura Büchner now again around the Canadian basket, and we see the Canadian defenders struggle to go left and right to keep the spaces tight. And we can see them trying to move around, just shoving their bodies in between, and the Germans using those spaces created to pass the ball alongside their bodies. Very well done here, and yet again, but can't get hold of the ball. But Maronianko pushing the defender up, just taking the defender with her. Now ball back on the surface. And back in the hands of Eva Maria Dietmann, who's moving around to the goalkeeper, trying to put it in from above. Locked up by 3 Canadians, but already see players positioning underneath, waiting for the ball to drop out. But Canada back in possession, trying to move the ball forward, having a player actually moving it a bit further, but being stopped here by Leonie Schäffler. German forwards very well positioned. Dietmann, Büchner moving in. Didn't get her opening there, but trying to keep possession. Well, nice pass to the left. Karina Techet again with getting the hip of the goalkeeper, using her size and her strength to her advantage. Just grabbing her and lifting her up, tossing the ball in. Laura Büchner staying down there, setting a block, not giving the defender a single centimeter to move in between the ball carrier to help out her goalkeeper. Very well done by the Germans. Yes, the Canadian defense doing a very good job. They're moving around, trying their best here to hold off the Germans, but we can see just the size comparison. We can see the Germans moving back and forth, having their players closer to the ball, playing a very physical game, making it very tough for the Canadians to move the ball within their own ranks. Also Canada being forced back towards their own goal the entire time. Very hard for them. Yeah, doing a very good job. Well, timeout here for the Canadians. Yeah. I have to list now as well. So, yeah, chat saying Paula Rodriguez doing a very good job. Yeah. Truth be told, all the Canadians doing a very good job trying to hold off the Germans. We can just see the experience of a German team that has been practicing, that has been playing a European Championship, a very strong European Championship, that is now practicing for the last 4 years together for this World Championship, having brought in some newer players into the ranks since the last World Cup, and some very, very well-known veterans. You can see just like that, Lara Büchner moving in. And always, you can also always see them stay down a little bit longer, showing off their stamina, waiting for a double pass, waiting to move the ball further. Ria Spalek with a very strong 1v1 here. Shoving the ball through, and then Marin Janka from the other side, getting a hold of the goalkeeper. Yeah, we will be trying to, as Chad said, have black-white then exchange for the names of the teams playing. It's Germany in black at the moment, Canada in white. We're still improvising a bit here in the streaming booth, but trying to give you the best experience we can provide at the moment. Canada now 10 minutes played in the second half. Second game of this Underwater Rugby World Championship here. 17-0 Germany in black, Canada in white. And we can already see Germany doing the thing. Stephanie Popp moving in, creating space for herself, trying to push the ball downwards. Cannot fully execute. Canada back in possession of the ball above their own goal, always very dangerous. We can see the Germans just waiting in the open space for the ball to drop down, always being closest to the ball carrier. Karina Techet again with her move, trying to move the goalkeeper up. You can see the defender not getting a hold, but also not really able to move out because they risk to open up more space for the Germans. Now the goalkeeper moved away, and two Germans trying to get the ball in, and then a very heavy attack from the side. And we can see Anaïs Chamo moving the ball back out, and then with more force pushing it in. Goalkeeper not in place. Germans taking up the space over the goal, not allowing the players to regain their position on the basket, and also the defenders underneath, really no chance to move in between. And Canada now back in possession of the ball. We can see them always leaving a little bit too much space in between their own players. They have to move closer to each other to be able to circle the ball around. And we can see them giving away the ball, moving up immediately, not staying down for a double pass. And we can see Germany, as soon as they get possession of the ball, very strong swimmers, moving in immediately, having someone using the open space. Nice pass to the other side, pushing up a defender in place. And the last moment, Lena Schäfner couldn't execute here. And yet again, Germany still in possession of the ball, keeping it in the corner, moving the ball around. Moving back in, Eva Maria Dietmann to pass to the right. And Karina Techet again showing off her signature move at this point, to be honest. Grabbing the ball keeper around the waist, moving her up, using her size and strength to her advantage, leaving the defenders very little chance to stay in position. Second goalkeeper cannot exchange properly onto the basket, and then just tossing the ball in from the side. Here also highly necessary for the Canadians to have their forwards in position. So usually it's the forward's job to pick off those players, not letting them work on your goalkeepers, but also very dangerous to pull on a player that already has a grip on your goalkeeper, because you're giving them more weight to move the goalkeeper around. So very important to get a hold of the ball rather than moving around the attacker. We're trying to see Canada now keeping the ball in their own ranks. Good job here now, yeah. Number 23, forward 28. Now for the actually first time, some were close. Paul Rodriguez and Diana Sierra here trying to move the ball for the Canadians, but Germany not letting them have the ball for too long. And we can see them, even if there's just one player moving in onto the Canadian goal, immediately pressuring the goalkeeping defender, then passing over the defender, trying to execute immediately. Stefan Rupp couldn't do it right here. Back pass underneath Laura Büchner. And we can see just a little space necessary, lifting them up a little bit, creating a hole on the hip, at the neck, and pushing the ball in immediately. Defender's not in place. We don't have any forwards here to help out their defense. And now approaching the last minute of the game. Yeah, very nice passes by the German team around the Canadian basket. Back and forth. Okay. Apparently didn't wait long enough for the ref to start the game. Can happen from time to time. So probably one of the last possessions here. I can see Germany always being coming from a dead corner. The Canadians not able to see them immediately attack the goalkeeper from above, forcing the defenders to either move up and have to help the goalkeepers to open up the space underneath the basket. Now the passes moving along the goalkeepers. We can see the defenders actually grabbing their goalkeepers by the waist, pulling them down to assist them in the defense against the Germans. And little hole there, couldn't toss it in. But now the goal open, defender could move up. Now goalkeeper back in position. And you can see how closely the Germans are circling the ball around the Canadian goal. Just moving out from time to time to get some players back around the corner. Oh, well done here to snatch the ball away. Oh, ball dropping down. Defender picking it up. Now we have the end of the second game, and it's a clear 20-0 for Germany in black versus Canada in white. The second game of this Underwater Rugby World Championship 2023 here in Montreal, Canada. Hosting nation Canada in white versus versus the Germans in black. The chat calling number 3 for president. I don't know what Justin Trudeau's got to say about that. Paulo Rodriguez, very valiant effort for the Canadians, doing a very good job. Yeah, well done by both teams. Germany clearly showing why they are one of the tournament favorites, keeping the game to themselves, staying in the half of the Canadians. So, end of the second game of today, and then we will switch it up back to the men's teams. Colombia versus the United States of America.
again, like just for the camera, how are you?
Fine.
So what's your name and your positions?
My name is Steffi and I'm a forward.
And my name is Laura and I'm defender.
Nice. And how did you find your game? And did you was anything like you didn't expect, or did it go as planned?
I think it went like we planned everything, so we did our game and we scored, so we are very happy that we had the first game in the female tournament.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a special honor to play against the hosting team. So yes,
Yeah.
it was a great game.
And was it the first time you played in a pool that was this big?
We have big pools in Germany